Well, in the wake of the death of George Floyd, it could soon be illegal in California for police to use a certain chokehold when detaining suspects. KCRA 3 political analyst and senior vice president of Randall Communications, Kevin Riggs, joins us for the Riggs Report. So, Kevin, would the new bill involve a blanket ban?
Well, it's unclear at this point, Tony, whether that's going to be the case. Now, Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon announced yesterday that he is putting his support behind the bill, echoing a call by Governor Newsom to do away with these kinds of chokeholds. You know, we're talking about the kind where police use their arm to choke off the carotid artery on both sides of the neck while detaining a suspect. The question still to be answered is whether or not the bill, once it reaches the governor's desk, assuming it does, will include exceptions for the use of that kind of hold. Some other states, for example, do allow exceptions for these chokeholds in cases where lethal force is involved. So traditionally, law enforcement groups and their lobbyists have been very effective, have had a lot of clout in determining the outcome of procedural bills like this. So whether or not this bill includes that kind of language for an exception or has an amendment to include that, that's going to make a big difference, I think, in the outcome of the legislation.
Now, California will finally start receiving the large shipments of N95 masks as part of a high-profile deal Governor Newsom announced back in April. Why the delay? Why is it taking so long?
Well, you know, this is one of those cases where they were in the middle of a crisis, and I don't think they knew all the details at the time the deal was signed. So the delay has to do with the fact that the Chinese manufacturer, BYD, really took a lot longer than expected to get the necessary certification from federal authorities that would deem the mask to be safe and effective. You'll recall, as you said, Governor Newsom back in April announced the $1 billion deal on a cable TV news program. Got a lot of praise, but then also attracted a lot of criticism after questions were raised about the safety of the masks. And then there were more complications because the governor's office, at least initially, put a lid on the contract, kept it secret instead of disclosing it. And that caused a lot of unhappiness at the Capitol because lawmakers were not able to ask questions that they wanted about the details, the parameters of that contract. All of that out of the way now, and the certification in hand, some 300 million of those N95 masks will be headed now to California over the course of the next 2 months.
Well, good timing now with those masks coming just as bars and movie theaters are set to open this week.
That's right, and the timing is especially good as California is going to need a fresh supply of these masks as more sectors of the economy continue to open up. Now, Sacramento County reports that it has plenty of those masks on hand, but as you know, they are dealing with a very troubling fresh spike, if you will, in cases of hospitalization involving those with the virus. Apparently, it has to do with several large parties or gatherings in private homes, which again, right now is not being allowed. So what officials obviously want to avoid here is to have to go back to reverse course and to cause closures to happen all over again. But in any case, these masks are going to be an important part of the solution, if you will, as California continues toward that reopening period.
Speaking of reopening, I know a lot of salons continue to reopen. You will be heading there this weekend, so we look forward to the big reveal of your new look next week. You going to get rid of the mustache?
I think so. I think the hair and the mustache both kind of went together. This is sort of the 70s look, and it's time for me to update. Time for me to look more like Teo.
It was fun while it lasted, yes.
That's right.
All right, Kevin, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And Kevin does write a political blog. You can read it on the KCRA 3 News app every Thursday.